There's no easy way to tell you this, Mrs. Billings. Your husband has been murdered.
Murdered? No, that can't be.
No, I assure you, he's quite dead. I'm sorry. It's going to be all right.
All right? How in heaven's name could it be?
Well, no, all right is not the right. We have arranged for the body to be... your husband, late husband.
I have to go.
I see you've made the office home.
Oh, sir, I'll have this back to rights in seconds, sir, in seconds. My goodness, sir, while you were away, we had the strangest case. The death of a man whose name was January. Certainly the first person I've ever heard with that name. I had a bit of a mishap here with your typewriter. Some of the keys became stuck, and it drew some blood, but... Has your child been smoking? Has your wife been unfaithful? Find out with the Truthizer. Now, this gentleman has kindly volunteered to participate in a demonstration. Sir, do you believe your wife here to be too fat?
No.
Behold! Clearly that answer was less than truthful. George! Sir, what are you doing here?
You have quite a flair for the dramatic.
Oh, excellent, sir. I was afraid it wasn't going to be your cup of tea.
My which?
Cup of tea, sir. It's an expression based on the assumption, I suppose, that a cup of tea is something one likes. So something one doesn't like isn't. Yes, say Murdoch sends a message on Thursday. 6 letters in Murdoch, 8 letters in Thursday. 8 plus 6 gives you...
14.
14.
Put that down, George.
Sir, it's important police work.
Thank you, George.
I felt a jolt of excitement as he tied the final knot.
What do you think?
Silk ropes, no struggle. The story matches the evidence on Minnie Duggan's body. Well observed, Constable. You obviously read the booklets very carefully.
He's here! He's here! Yes!
Higgins! What on earth is going on here? What do they want?
You?
Me?
Seems your book and this supposed curse has turned you into a bit of a celebrity, George.
I don't know what to do.
I'd make a break for it if I were you.
Sir, I imagine you'll be interested in the idea I have for my next book. Leprechauns. Now, what people don't realize, sir, is leprechauns are actually nasty little beasts with very sharp teeth. And their gold, if it's even real gold, is hidden at the end of a rainbow.
Crabtree? Where the bloody hell do you think you're going?
Sir, I was going to catch some of the vaudeville. They're giving out prizes of coal and ham to anyone who will brave the storm.
Fancy a wee swallow, Crabtree? Keep out the cold?
Oh, sir, don't mind if I do.
Ah, good lad.
Oh, that's refreshing. Thank you, sir. One thing I will admit is somewhat annoying about the detective, sir, is that he's always telling me to pay attention to the small details. Now, George, pay attention to the small details, he says. It's almost as if he forgets I am a writer.
Of course.
The shoes, sir. Hardly police issue.
The shoes. Very good, George. You see, by paying attention to the smallest detail...
Oh, here we go.
What's so amusing?
Oh, nothing, sir.
How did he know which women would be willing?
Women send out signals. Men who know how to read them will find them.
How do they read the signals? I wonder if a man could learn to read the signal. What were you doing there?
I was trying to determine if he had any useful information.
That's my job, not yours. What's so funny?
Perhaps it was that fiery temper that attracted Mr. Green.
Excuse me?
The owner of the hat shop. He was immune to my charms, but certainly not to yours. She?
Well, it's good. Having a network is good for a variety of things.
Our hat shop owner will be disappointed to hear that.
It's sure to be a good matchup, and they've made me pitcher.
Pitcher? That's quite the responsibility.
Inspector Brackenreed seems to think I'm something of a natural talent.
Well, perhaps I will come along and see this talent for myself.
Well, I can't stay, unfortunately. I'm very busy now that news of this time machine has gotten out.
Time machine?
How fascinating.
Oh, yes. But I was wondering if you would join me.
Of course, a time machine? I would love to see it for myself.
I can't think of one instance that we've discovered someone's identity by going through these files.
We do it all the time.
Do we? Because it's my recollection that we do this until our eyes fall out. And then Detective Murdoch comes waltzing in here and says, check on so-and-so, and lo and behold, he's our man.
Detective Murdoch doesn't waltz, Henry. Believe me, I've seen him try. I've got it. Higgins, I've got it. I've identified our victim. It's Robert Perry. Do you remember this? He and an associate of his killed a university professor a while back.
I do remember it.
George,
Sir, our headless victim...
I believe it's the body of Robert Perry. Oh, and George, please look into the status of James Gillies at Kingston Penitentiary. Thank you.
Surprised, George?
No, I suppose not. Imagine one day they make a telephone so small that you could carry it around with you.
It would never work. I mean, you'd be dragging wires all over town. You'd trip the horses.
This is quite the invention, sir. Creating a sound to activate a switch. Imagine if one day you could switch the lights on by, I don't know, clapping your hands. Well, it would be brilliant for the bedridden, or the infirm, or just the unusually lazy.
Maybe you should invent it, George.
Perhaps I will.